We'll begin Higher Education Committee as a subcommittee. And our first item, item 2, Mr. Alejo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. Today, Assemblymember Gatto and I are presenting AB 490, which restores funding for the Extended Opportunity Programs and Services, otherwise known as EOPS, and the Cooperative Agency's Resources for Education, the CARE program in California's community colleges. EOPS was created in 1969 as a civil justice program to address inequity by enabling low-income, economically disadvantaged students affected by language, social, and economic handicaps to achieve a college education. CARE was established in 1982 as a program for single parents seeking to job-relevant education to break the cycle of dependency and transition into employment. The services offered by EOPS and CARE are vital to our state's growing economy, and if California intends to remain competitive, it needs a workforce of 1 million more college-educated competitors by 2025. Investing in California's students and future workforce will ensure the safety and viability of a healthy state that advances the world's economy and sets higher standards while raising the quality of living. In 2008, severe budget cuts reduced the program's funding by 40%, but in 2012, EOPS received a partial restoration, but not enough to fully serve students who sought a means to access these resources. The CARE program, on the other hand, has received no restoration. Support systems are crucial for students seeking an avenue to break into the middle class and maintain employment in a field related to their skill set and interest, and therefore I respectfully urge you to vote aye for this important measure for our students here today. I have several witnesses, but my joint author wants to make some opening comments as well.
Thank you very much. I just want to point out that these students that we're trying to affect here are really the students that are in the most need. These are really students that I think fit in with the mission and the ideals that we all have for our community college system. This will do a lot to provide job-relevant educational opportunities for people who are on public assistance, and a whole host of other students that we really want to make sure that we're reaching with the community college system. So I would also respectfully ask for your vote.
And Mr. Chair, we have Fabio Gonzalez, President of the Community Colleges Extended Opportunity Programs, and Mike Casas, former EOPS student as well.
Thank you.
And before you begin, just for everyone, the practice of our committee is 2 witnesses, 2 minutes each.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable board members. The reason why I'm here today is to actually represent our student population that we serve at the community college system. We serve over 70,000 students in the community colleges. We've been active participants and advocates for low-income students in the state of California. That population continues to increase. The needs for that population continues to double every year. And our job is to mainly provide the support, the safety net for those students. It's been a difficult task to provide those services locally due to the limited resources that we have. So we've been trying to do the best that we can to provide services to that population, but it's really difficult. Our population ranges from foster youth to veteran students to DSPS students to low-income students, you name it. We have the whole gamut of all the low-income students, the students that are most in need in the community college system. So what we're trying to do today is to basically count on your vote and your support to be the voice of those students that are really trying to get the support they need in order to transfer and to graduate out of the community college system. So I urge you for your support, and you're going to hear today from a number of our students that are coming to share their stories with you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Michael Casas. I'm currently a senior at San Jose State University. I was a former student and student body president at San Jose City College. I was also a student enrolled in an EOP&S program. This program has helped guide me in my education from the day I enrolled at San Jose City College all the way up until currently. I'll be graduating next month from San Jose State University with a bachelor's in political science. And I just recently got admitted into a graduate program at San Jose State. And if it wasn't for the program like EOP&S that helped guide a low-income, disabled individual like me that gave up on life pretty much before I got back into the university or back into college, I was actually homeless. I was living on the streets for a few years, and I was kind of dumbfounded about what I was going to do in life. And when I finally surrendered and changed my life, decided I wanted to turn my life around, and I got back into school, I got involved with student government, and I became student body president, student trustee. I served on the ASIS committee for the League of California Community Colleges because I got the right guidance from counselors at San Jose City College that helped provide me a new direction in life. And so, I'm honored to be here today to let you know that this program does work. There's thousands of students that still need services just like me that, this funding will help provide extra counseling services and book vouchers that, when I was student body president, there was a lot of students that were coming to me asking for book vouchers because there was no funding left in the EOP&S program during the recession. And students were having to drop out of classes because they had to make a decision between either paying for books or paying for groceries for their kids. A lot of these students that receive these services are low-income students, right? They come from disabled families, or they're veterans, or they're from disadvantaged communities where if they don't make it past the first year in community college, they usually drop out. And so by providing them with these resources, I think it's very vital that you vote yes in this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other witnesses in support?
Hello, good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today. I came from the Santa Rosa Junior College. Right now I am studying at Sacramento State. This is my second semester. Well, I want to say about the EOPS program. When I moved here from Mexico, I was 19, and the transition from a foreign country to understand how a school works here is very difficult. I didn't understand. I was lucky because the EOPS program accepted me, and they have amazing counselors. With them, I wasn't a number. I was a person. They know me. I know them. They helped me a lot during my 3 first years here in the U.S. I studied English as a second language. Then they helped me to discover what I want to do. So I started taking my psychology classes to graduate, and I finished last year. And I was accepted in Sonoma State, San Jose State, and Sacramento State. Now I'm here in Sac State. I'm happy, but they give me all the support that I needed because it was so hard. And even the director, they know me, and she helped me a lot. So any question that I had, they were there for me. I get help with book vouchers, with counselors. It's like my second family here. So thanks to them, today I'm here in Sac State, and they are an amazing program that I will always be glad that I meet them. Thank you.
Thank you. And then all the witnesses forward, your name and the group that you're with.
Andrea York on behalf of the Faculty Association of California Community Colleges, in very strong support.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, Megan Brightwell on behalf of the California Federation of Teachers in support.
Will Bruce, past president EOPS Association, former EOPS Care and EOPS and Care student, Allen Hickok College. I'm the director there now for the last 10 years, and if it wasn't for EOPS, I wouldn't be here.
Scott Hamilton. I'm a learning disability specialist and counselor at Consumnes River College here in Sacramento, but I'm representing as a past president the California Association for Post-Secondary Education and Disability. We strongly support this bill. EOPS and CARE serve, I see every day the positive effect that they have. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is, I've got a cold. I'm a little nasal. Tracy Seville. I represent women in science and technology in California, but I'm also a walking, talking, live-action figure for what STEAM can do on the back end for California. I'm also a founder and CEO of a company called Quintia, and we're in a $10 million seed funding round to build a new technology platform for women. So I'm what you get when you combine all of these issues together in education, but I had to cobble it together over 25 years.
I'm going to
strongly in support. Thank you.
Please, just your name and the group you're with and support.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Inez Barragan, and I'm the director of EOPS Care at Santa Rosa Junior College. And I strongly believe in the spirit of above and beyond, and I hope that you'll support 490 the way I do. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Chuck Stevens, former EOPS student at San Jose City College, and I am one of the students that my colleague, Mr. Casas here was speaking of. So I urge your support. Thank you very much.
Joe Stanton on behalf of the Student Senate for California Community Colleges in support.
Good afternoon, Rosalie Ledesma with the San Jose Evergreen Community College District. We have just over 20,000 students. 70% of our students qualify for EOPS. In full support. Thank you.
Armando Marquez, I'm an EOPS student at Sac City, and I just want to let you guys know that they help me out a lot with the books, like up to $500, depending on how many units you take. And being that coming from a low-income family, that just really helps me out, and it makes me be able to focus on my
I have to remind the witnesses, please, just your name and
Thank you.
The group you're with. Thank you.
Irma Rodriguez, Sacramento City College EOPS coordinator and EOPS alum, in strong support. Thank you.
Delissa Garza, EOPS supervisor and strong support.
Monica Sepulveda, Region 2 Chair for the Student Senate for California Community College and EOPS student, strongly in support.
Kalaisha Toddy, EOPS student at Sac City, and I'm in strong support.
Good afternoon, Alicia Gutierrez, EOPS alum, and I am a counselor intern for EOPS in support.
Good afternoon. My name is Foy Reynolds. I'm a student also at Sac City, and I'm a representative for the EOPS.
Good afternoon. My name is Pedro Silva. I'm a current SEC student, and I'm in strong support.
Hi, Juana Guerra, and I represent the Sacramento City College Dreamers, and we're in strong support.
Any other witnesses in support? Any witnesses in opposition? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the committee? Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And so would the funds that would be appropriated here come from the general fund? Is Prop 98 funds? What is the, I think it's unspecified in the bill where the money would be coming from.
It's unspecified at that time, but we'll be working with the Appropriations Committee at the next stop.
And do you know how many, either what percentage of students or how many students by number are participants in this program? Just to get a sense of the scope of how many students benefit in comparison to the expenditure.
Absolutely. Basically, in the state of California, we have about, the LAO reported at the last meeting that we were here in Sacramento, there's about 50% of the students that qualify for this program in the state of California. However, currently we're serving about 80,000, 70,000, 80,000 students this year. However, when our funding was at the level that Assembly Menalejo is requesting, we were serving over 110,000 students. So we're expecting with this funding to go up to those levels again that we were serving back then. Now, the breakdown on how many of those students are actually the percentage of the community college students, I cannot give you an exact number because that will be a question to ask the Chancellor's office. Mm-hmm. But we're approximating that we're serving more than what is reported in the Chancellor's State office, which it might be in the maybe 15, 20%.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? Mr. Williams.
I support this. The Assembly has tried to restore EOPS budgets before. Just want to urge the authors to use Prop 98 funds because if you use non-Prop 98, we might give these students opportunities that then they won't be able to transfer because there won't be any room for them to go on. So I just urge Prop 98 funds.
Yeah, these are. I believe that is accurate. These are Prop 98 funds.
Great. With that, I'll make a motion for due pass to appropriations.
Hey, if we can take a minute just to have the secretary.
We need one more.
Oh, we're still one more. Did I have a second? Second. All right. Second by Mr. Jones Sawyer. I want to thank the authors for bringing the bill forward. I certainly understand the value. Because I've seen it firsthand, both as a teacher and as a community college trustee, and I know it's a great program, and I echo Assemblymember Williams with the hope that you're able to move forward in the budget as well. Do I see we still have okay, all right, we'll put it on call.
Can we close? Yeah, Mr. Maria, just to close, first of all, I want to thank my colleague, Sonia Mercado, because this is very important to both of us. And certainly want to just take an opportunity to thank the students who came from far away to testify, because many of us who didn't have the opportunity to go straight to university after high school, community college was like the only choice that many of us had. But it's probably the most transformative experience in our lives. That's where I got serious about school. My GPA went up, and I became more successful, but only because I had support services that helped me strengthen areas where my high school didn't adequately prepare me. And later able to transfer and graduate with honors from UC Berkeley is a testament to the hard work and the opportunities that community colleges provide for so many of our students. But now that many of us are here in the legislature, it's incumbent and our responsibility to champion for the same services so that our brothers and sisters coming behind us in the community colleges could have those same opportunities. That's what this bill is about. And we're talking about restoring to the levels where we were at going back to 2008, not even above that. That doesn't take into account the growth and need for services for our growing student population. So with that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this important bill when you establish a quorum.
Thank you. We'll put it on call. And
One more.
Mr. Gatto.
Okay, thank you. Oh, no, I'm not closing
on.
this. I have another bill.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. Good. I don't see Gray. Or Todd is here. Do I got to go to Todd?
That's okay.
Okay. Put it done. Okay. Mr. Gatto?
Yes.
Mr. Gatto, we're going to go and sign in order. So unless Mr. Dodd wants to.
Even though I'm already at the dais?
With all due respect to Mr. Gatto.
All right. So then we'll go ahead and sign in order then, and then we'll call Mr. Dodd. So item number 3, AB 677.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I want to begin by accepting the committee amendments suggested in the middle of page 2 of the analysis. We have all been shaken by the all too common tragedies at school campuses across this country. Following the recent school shooting tragedies in Newtown, Connecticut, and Taft, California, we need to rethink safety protocols and procedures in schools. Lockdowns, a temporary confinement of students and staff to classrooms, offices, and other rooms during or following a disturbance have proven to be an effective tool used on school campuses to facilitate the safety of both students and staff during a violent situation. The door locks in many school classrooms where students and school staff gather can only be locked from the outside. The safety of students and staff may be jeopardized as staff must enter hallways in an attempt to lock down their doors during this dangerous situation. Updating doors to include the locks inside will eliminate the need for staff to exit their immediate facility during such a disturbance. AB 677 would require K through 12 and higher education institution to equip the doors of every classroom with locks that will allow the doors to be locked from the inside by January 1st, 2022. I am committed to continued conversations with the stakeholders on funding and cost concerns. With me in support is Kendra Harris of the California Teachers Association. California Federation of Teachers. Pardon me for that misstep. And I didn't get, sorry.
You want to go first? Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. My name is Kendra Harris with the California Federation of Teachers. We're the sponsors of the bill. We want to thank the author for carrying this important measure for us. This is an issue our members are very passionate about. And many times they tell us about the dangers they face on their school campuses at K-12 and community colleges and other higher education institutions. At any moment, intruders can come on our school sites, and we want to ensure that they have the ability to secure not only their classrooms but offices as well to ensure that their students and themselves are not in harm's way. With me, we have one of our members who's also a school safety officer, can give firsthand experience in our school sites.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Griffin. I'm a local of Berkeley, 6192, Berkeley City Councils. I've been a school safety officer for over 20 years, and my average of school violence has risen in the last 20 years with from fights to now to having weapons that will cause mass destruction. So at this point, I just wanted to my thing is that I'm speaking on behalf of staff and students. I'm a staff that want to go home. I have children at home, as well as every staff member that comes on that campus. But also I have 3,300 kids every day that I'm responsible for that needs to get back home to their families. And I think of preventative measures, meaning that I got 3,300 lives that I have to protect on an everyday basis, not including staff members. So I'm coming in behalf in support of this.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses in support?
Nora Lynn from the California Faculty Association. We have an approved position on the bill.
Michael Young, California Labor Federation. We're here in support.
Any witnesses in opposition? And before you begin, I'm going to have the secretary call the roll.
Medina.
Here.
Baker. Here. Bloom. Here. Chavez. Harper. Present. Irwin. Here. Jones Sawyer. Levine. Linder. Here. Lowe. Santiago. Weber. Williams.
We have a quorum.
Rebecca Curley on behalf of the Community College Facility Coalition. We do not have a formal position on the bill, however, we do have concerns, and they are primarily rooted in concerns about costs. We very much appreciate the author's willingness to work with us on our concerns, and we're very appreciative that he has taken the committee amendments today. So we're hopeful that those will be able to resolve our concerns on the community college side, especially with regards to the effects that this would have on modernization, which is not well defined for community colleges. I also represent the County School Facilities Consortium. That is specific to K-12 issues, but they do have an oppose unless amended position on the bill. Those concerns are, again, related to the costs, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to continue to work with the author and your staff and the sponsors to address those concerns. We're particularly concerned about the requirement to retrofit all locks by 2022, which would be at great cost. Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, Ian Padilla with the Coalition for Adequate School Housing. We have an oppose unless amended position on the bill, of course, not based on the merits, but also our concerns about cost. We also appreciate the author and the author's office working with us very closely on some of our concerns. We appreciate the committee's amendments and also look forward to working with the author and his staff on some of our other concerns. As Ms. Curley pointed out, particularly the 2022 date. Again, we think that that could be significant, bring significant costs for schools, and so we're concerned about that. Look forward to working going forward. Thank you.
Any other witnesses in opposition? Questions or comments from the committee? Mr. Harper.
Thank you very much. While I love the intentions of the bill, the question that I have is, why is this the decision for the state legislature? When I served on my local school board, I always wondered about the big bad 120-member self-perceived school board up here in Sacramento. Why should this be a decision made by the state legislature rather than made by as a decision by each individual community college board?
Well, I think you could, certainly you could ask that of every single regulation in the Division of School Architects handbook. There's lots of things that, from a standardization standpoint and a public safety standpoint that we do here in Sacramento every single day. This is just another one. I think it's a uniform, and in this particular case, because we've tied it particularly with, K through 12 to a school, bond type of program, I think it's just it's another safety concern of the legislature.
Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Dodd, thank you very much for the efforts to focus on safety on our campuses. I completely get it. Chaired our school district safety committee for 2 years, served on it for 5. We did the audits of every campus to look at not just doors, but other needs they have, blinds that close so an intruder can't see into a classroom, gates that close at a door automatically so a gate isn't open and anybody can get onto the campus. My point is they have a lot of their own needs for each campus that they know well. My greatest concern is this is an expensive mandate for our school districts that, A, we are not helping them fund, and B, they may be able to identify more than locks for rooms that have 5 or more people who can go in it. Our school needs this gate. Our school needs one point of entry. So I would love to work with you on solutions for finding funding for something like this. I will be opposing the bill today in hopes that that'll be possible, and would just encourage that we allow our local school districts to be as flexible as possible in their ability to address their specific needs. But thank you for a sensitivity to school campus safety.
No, I'm going to say that I probably have something on the order of 22 school districts, maybe more in my district, and we have sent out, and all the board members are on my list. I have not had one call from a school board member anywhere in the state of California, including all of District 4, opposing this issue. So I think what we all have first and foremost in our mind is safety. We've seen these problems within our school districts on these type of issues, and I just think it's, in my view, certainly a great step going forward to protect our students and our teachers.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Williams.
So this becomes operative if there is a higher education bond passed. So, of course, the other part is we have to pass a higher education bond, which is necessary for a whole lot of different reasons.
Do I have a motion?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Bloom, second by Mr. Williams. Madam Secretary, the motion is due pass as amended to Appropriations Committee.
Medina?
Aye.
Medina, aye. Baker? Baker, no. Bloom? Bloom, aye. Chavez? Harper?
No.
Harper, no. Irwin? Irwin, aye. Jones Sawyer? Jones Sawyer, aye. Levine? Linder? Linder, aye. Lowe? Santiago? Weber? Weber, aye. Williams? Williams, aye.
Motion passes. I'll leave it open for absent members to add on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members.